Hello students, today we are going to discuss a special kind of anomalous secondary growth. As we know, generally in the monocot stem, secondary growth does not occur. In monocot stems, there is no secondary growth because cambium is not found here in monocot stem, so no secondary growth. And when we see a typical example of monocot stem as maize, you will see that vascular bundles are scattered in the whole ground tissue. There is no demarcation between the cortex and ground tissue, and there is no endodermis and the pericycle. So entire vascular bundles are scattered inside the tissue, and these vascular bundles are so as there are xylums. This is the lysigenous cavity, and here is the phloem, but cambium is not found here. And above this it is encircled by a sclerenchymatous sheath. So this is a typical vascular bundle found inside in the stem of the maize. So there is no cambium here, and therefore as we know that cambium is responsible for the secondary growth. So this is the lysigenous cavity. These are the xylums, and here is the phloem, and it is encircled by a covering, that is the sclerenchymatous sheath, vascular sheath, that is known as vascular sheath, and the whole tissue, there is no demarcation between the endodermis, pericycle, ground tissue and cortical region. In the typical monocot stem, as we have seen when we are studying the monocot stem, TS of monocot stem. But here exceptionally in the Dracaena plant, Dracaena is a plant of family Asparagaceae of monocot group. Exceptionally in this plant there occurs the secondary growth. Here exceptionally it occurs, so it is abnormality, because anything which departs from the normal structure, normal behavior, the departure from the normal behavior or structure is known as the abnormality. So here is the Dracaena, TS of the Dracaena stem showing the abnormal secondary growth. So this is also included in the anomalous type of secondary growth which occurs in the monocot stem. The example is Dracaena. Here what happens, there are many vascular bundles scattered in the primary structure. In the primary structures there are many vascular bundles scattered having the outer covering the sheath, and it is amphivessel. Amphivessel means concentric type of vascular bundles which has at the center phloem encircled by the xylem is known as the amphivessel. So you know that the concentric vascular bundles are of two types, amphiscribal and amphivessel. In first case, the phloem encircles xylem, and in this amphivessel condition the xylem is encircled by the phloem tissue. So this is the amphivessel. So what happens, these are embedded in the parenchymatous ground tissue. What happens when secondary growth starts, a cambium ring in the parenchymatous zone. As we know, in the monocotyledons there is no endodermis or pericycle. So in the parenchymatous zone, a layer of meristematic tissue is formed, and that layer acts as the cambium. That is the layer which acts as the cambium, and this cambium layer, these are formed in the parenchymatous tissue, and this cambium forms inward the vascular it cuts many vascular bundles which are just the same as the amphivessel vascular bundles, and it also cuts secondary parenchyma outside and inside also. Outside of that layer, secondary parenchymatous tissues are formed, and inside also secondary parenchymatous tissues are formed, and the newly cut vascular bundles are arranged in this newly cut parenchymatous cells. So these parenchymatous cells are also between the two newly cut vascular bundles, and these are known as the conjunctive tissues. And it is remarkable that in the secondary vascular bundles, when they are cut, there seems a tendency to arrange themselves in a ring outside, just like the dicotyledonous stems, that is the vascular bundles are arranged in the ring like fashion. So in the secondary structure it is remarkable to note that the newly cut vascular bundles seems to get arranged as in the circular fashion, like the circular ring. So it is the uniqueness. And what happens after this secondary growth, there are several, then when the next secondary growth occurs, then in the secondary phloem tissue a new meristematic layer is cut, and henceforth it also cuts inside the secondary phloem and outside secondary parenchyma and outside secondary parenchyma and newly cut vascular bundles. So this is all about. And what happens when there are when newly cut cells are in massive in number, what happens, there is a pressure which is generated outside the layer of the stem, and hence the plant has the tendency to accommodate themselves. So its girth also increases, and a cork layer is formed inside. Here cork cambium is not formed as generally it occurs. Usually what happens, a cork cambium is formed outside in the cortical region, and it cuts cork outside, and in inner portion it cuts the secondary cortex. But here it is remarkable to note that the cork cambium is not formed, but cork is formed. This cork is formed, and this cork, the uppermost cork, there are successive rings of corks formed inside. So the uppermost layer is known as the upper cork, and the cork layer which is situated inward is known as inner cork. So there are several rings of corks found after the secondary growth, and so in the Dracaena stem this is a special character, and it is known as the storied cork. And after the pressure, there are some portion of the epidermis which are broken due to the pressure, and the these cork layers, these newly formed cork layers are loosely arranged here, and at that point where the epidermis is broken is called as the lenticel, and it also helps in the exchange of gases, except stomata. Besides stomata, lenticel also helps in the exchange of gases. So this portion where the cork cells are loosely arranged, and hence there are many intercellular spaces in between the cells. There is the easily transmission of the airs, and so exchange of gases easily takes place, and this place is known as the lenticel. Now we one by one write the characteristics of the Dracaena stem. First write down the vascular bundles. The VB are concentric amphivessel generally, but in the some species of the Dracaena, these vascular bundles are also collateral, but in some species they are found to be collateral also. So the first, the concentric vascular bundles are found, the cambium is formed, at the time of second. So in some species of Dracaena, the plants are also collateral. The first point you have written, I have just written. The second point is here. When the secondary growth starts, some cells of the ground, secondary meristem is formed in the ground tissue, and this secondary meristem is known as the cambium. This cambium layer is the meristematic layer, and it's cut secondary bundles and secondary parenchyma. The bundles are here also like the primary bundles. They are also amphivessels, means xylem xylem is outward and phloem is inside it, means the phloem is encircled by the xylem, and these newly cut vascular bundles have the tendency to arrange themselves radially in serial. So this is the peculiar character. So the the next point is the newly cut vascular bundles are also amphivessel, and due to secondary growth there is the pressure as there are newly cut cells, they makes pressure outside so therefore there is a pressure at the epidermis, so the plant has the tendency to increase its girth, and as I have said earlier that besides cutting vascular bundles, the secondary cambium layer also cut secondary parenchyma. So this secondary parenchyma, inside the parenchymatous cells which are arranged towards the periphery, in the peripheral region of the parenchyma a meristematic zone is produced, and the cells of this zone are suberized and the layer of cork is formed. This is the layer of cork, and the layer of cork are impervious due to the deposition of suberin around their walls, so they are impervious and give somewhat mechanical support also to the plant. And afterward a second layer of cork is also formed, and the second layer of cork are formed just beneath the primary cork layer. So what happens, after some time there are the several layers of cork are found, the one above the other, like the storied building. So just like the storied building, two storied building, from the ground floor there is one floor above that, one story above that, and so it is known as the two storied, then three storied, four storied. And here also there are the several layers of cork arranged one above the another, so they are termed as the storied cork. So this is the peculiarity, because a storied cork are not found in any plant, in the secondary growth of any plant. So we have completed all about the anomalous type of secondary growth, either occurring in dicot stem, dicot root and monocot stem. This is also included in the anomalous type of secondary growth, because as we know that secondary growth does not occur in monocot stem or root, because cambium is not found, but this is the exception in the Dracaena, which is the plant of Aspergillus family, that in the monocot. In this case secondary growth takes place. So we have completed all about different type of secondary growths in plants, anomalous type of secondary growth. When we meet in the next class, we shall start the another type of topic, that is the mechanical tissue. The mechanical tissue are the tissue which gives support to the plant, that is the mechanical tissue. In the next class we will see the mechanical tissue in the next class. So just for introduction, what are mechanical tissue? Mechanical tissues are those tissues which give mechanical support to the plant. As the plant are generally found in the open places, so they have to bear the different type of strain and stress, either from, if they are aerial plants, they have to face the storms, and if they are aquatic, the water current also gives mechanical support to them. So likewise, the general factors of the mechanical support, as we found, we find in engineering, they also face inflexibility, because the plant, branches of the plant tends to bend when there is a storm, so there is inflexibility. The second is the incompressibility. Incompressibility as the plant, this is the plant and this is the root, so there is a compressive force generated as it bears the weight of the plant. So here also it has to face incompressibility. The third case, the leaves of the plants have to face shearing stresses and strain. So the next point, the roots of the plant, when there is dry condition, after the wet, there is the tendency to plant, a pull is generated here on the upper surface of the root, and this is known as the pull. The force is known as inextensibility. So these are the few factors due to which there is the distribution of the mechanical tissue inside the plant, just like the methods are applied in the engineering to bear the stresses or the different forces. So on, the minimum force is the building or the newly constructed bridge have to face only minimum force. There are several activities, several activities are done, several methods are applied Likewise, nature also applies various methods to cope with this type of stress and strain. So, the distribution of the mechanical tissue inside the plant is collinear with this how the plant have to face the stress and strain. On which side the plant have to face maximum stress and strain. So, on this point the nature also distributes mechanical tissue. So, in the next class we elaborately see how there is the distribution, how mechanical tissues are arranged inside the plant. So, this is for today. Thank you.